Hey y'all, so a quick little update on my 329 PD quality control issue. For anybody who hasn't watched the first video, I recommend you go watch the first video. It gives a whole bunch of information on what's wrong with the gun and why it had to go back to Smith a second time. But here's the update. So the update is I got an email from FedEx letting me know that the gun will be here Friday. So woohoo, it's gone through. It took about 3 weeks, give or take, almost a month. Not terrible when it comes to Smith turnaround time. I've had much worse, I've had a little bit better, but anyway, it's on its way back. So I was under the impression from when I talked to them last that they were going to kind of keep me in the loop about what was going on with the gun, since this was the second time it had to go back, and it was clearly not repaired correctly the first time, and I didn't really receive anything from them. So I figured I'd reach out to them and figure out, what did they do to the gun? Get a little update, find out if it was in fact the rebound slide that was replaced, or if there was an internal burr, what was happening with the gun that was causing, the trigger to fail to reset after being fully depressed and hammer falling. So I got on the phone with them, and the person I received, basically they sounded like they had a root canal scheduled later that day, because that's about the level of enthusiasm they had. And he explained to me that what they did do to the gun was, rather than replace the rebound slide, they put a new hammer in it and then for some reason recut the forcing cone. Yeah, I don't know. Now, I'm not an expert on revolver mechanics. I have tore apart one or two to do spring jobs on them, and I'm not entirely sure what the hammer could have been doing to cause the trigger to hang up and not reset, especially when the hammer was falling correctly and everything, and I was never getting like primer strikes or anything like that. The hammer was never locking, but maybe something I don't know. And then the forcing cone, that I asked the guy on both things if he could give me any extra details about what was the reason why they did either of those things. He was unable to give me any information on that. Again, the guy basically sounded like he didn't really care, like, basically it was his last day in the job and he didn't give a damn. But whatever, I guess we've all had long days. So that's kind of the update. They replaced the hammer and they recut the forcing cone. So feel free to put down below. I'm curious, that's one of the reasons I'm making this update. I'm curious to hear from some people what they think those reasons for doing those things are. Again, not an expert when it comes to revolver, know a little bit, and I wouldn't know what those two things would do to fix a trigger reset issue, but maybe there's something I'm missing. So feel free to let me know down below, or in the comments or whatever, if that's hopefully maybe something that will fix the issue. Obviously the recutting the forcing cone won't, so I guess primarily I'm just curious about if the hammer will fix the issue. But yeah, I do intend to, when I get it back. Range is still closed around here, so I'm probably going to be doing a bunch of dry fire practice, at least for the time being, sitting in front of the TV. But yeah, so that's the update on the gun. I guess fingers crossed. Wait to see what happens on Friday when I get it back, and I'll of course do an update once I get the gun back and I'm able to either simulate some rounds through it or put some real rounds through it. But I will do an update. But other than that, have a good day.